Robert Czarniecki jumps on this, nearly 96 off the bat. That one's into center field. That's over top of the center fielder's head. Here comes one run. Here comes the second run. Robert Czarniecki standing at second base. Here comes the third run. Robert Czarniecki with a 3-run double, and we've got a game in our hands. It's now 5-4 USA Prime National. Indiana Bulls fighting their way back into this one.
Oh, my goodness.
A gigantic moment from Robert Czarniecki as he jumped on that 95.8 off the bat, sends it all the way to the batter's eye in center field. And, man, this thing is getting interesting now.
You're setting up outside, so the umpire's definitely looking there as well. Sets up outside again.
3-2, goes to it, finishes it off. What a performance. Indiana Bulls come back from 5-0. Gannon Grant finishes it off with a couple strikeouts. Indiana Bulls are 16U national champions. What a performance from a team that had to win the semifinal game in extra innings, then comes back from a 5-0 deficit and ends up walking away with a championship. Man, what an absolute. Those boys need to be dancing because they are absolutely earned this. For USA Prime National trailed 5-0 going into the 6th inning. And Grayson, we've done this a couple times, but we absolutely have to recap the craziness that we saw unfold in the 6th inning. Jax Rack comes off the bench. There's already a runner at second base. He hits one into the left field corner. I don't know if he thought it was a ground rule double or what he thought was going on, but he already had a runner at second base that he nearly caught up to, trotting from first to second. There's a rundown. Maybe they would have had him at first. Maybe they could have had a situation where they end up getting both guys. They get neither, so Indiana Bulls have runners at second and third. Then you have a 3-run double from Robert Czarniecki. That includes a missed-thrown ball to third base. Tate Troxell, the Alabama commit, gets an extra base hit, and this is a guy who flirts with triple-digit exit velos. A 90-mile-an-hour ball into right field that has the first baseman and the right fielder on the run. Then he ends up scoring in a wild pitch. Indiana Bulls then go to Gannon Grant on the mound, living on the outside corner. They are 6-5 winners, and Grayson, they are national champions.
Yeah, that whole sequence was crazy. We saw base running that a coach might even take you out of the game for sometimes. They turned it into 3 runs just a few batters later. It was insanity from the jump in that 6th inning. We kept seeing crazy things occur. We saw that wild throw that honestly could have scored even more runs and given them the lead right then. They still get the lead there. They come out. Evan Hampton hops up on the mound. He has a great 2.1 innings when he was on the mound. And then you said, Grant comes out. He looked great as well. This was an all-around team effort by Indiana. They never went down. They played a long game today earlier. They went 9 innings. They come into this one after a 30-minute break. They come out a little bit slow. That 6th inning turns everything around. The pitching was behind them. The hitting was great there for the 6th inning. And all of a sudden, they are national champions.
Robert Czarniecki, before the game, he's got his name is Czarniecki, and of course, it's a situation as a broadcaster, and you got to go up and say, okay, tell me how to properly pronounce your name. Robert Czarniecki will be back here for the future games at the end of July, and he's doing so also with the benefit of winning player of the game, because I don't know how there were a lot of great performances. You mentioned what Evan Hampton did, also had a couple of hits from the Kentucky commit. He was a big piece of this, but Czarniecki coming through with that 3-run double that puts them within one, that gets things right there. They're able to get this thing tied up. Robert Czarniecki, to me, ends up winning player of the game, the number 1 ranked outfielder in the state of Indiana, 7th overall in the class, 132 in the nation. Exit velos 99.4 off the bat. He was spectacular and came up when his team needed him to.
Yeah, Czarniecki looked phenomenal. That at bat, obviously huge, but throughout this game, he looked very good at the plate, despite that being the only hit he recorded. That 3 RBI triple was the turning point double. The 3 RBI double was the turning point in this game for this team, and it led them to this national championship.
166 teams came into this tournament with the exact idea to be right where you wanted it. Ryan, I gotta go. What does that mean to you?
It's crazy. We came into it, we knew it was going to take a lot, and we just kept winning and winning, and then we got to this game, and we were really skeptical what we were going to be able to do, because we got our backup catcher pitching, then we got our left fielder wasn't pitched at all. And then our coach was like, if we're just going to sit here and roll over it, I might as well just go tell them we got to see play.
Yeah.
And that kind of got it back into us that we're here for a reason.
Yeah. Your team went 10-0 this weekend. That's a pretty big accomplishment. In this 95-degree heat out here in Georgia, it can't be easy. Speak on that a little bit on 10-0 weekend.
It's great. Every game we came out with the high expectation of winning.
Yeah.
And battling the heat was not easy for us, but
State with it. You're the number one outfielder from the state of Indiana. This goes 7th ranked in the whole state.
Yeah.
And you hit a double today or 3 RBI to get your team rolling. What does that do to the team to get the momentum rolling like that? You got it set off. And you can't say that. There's 3 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, they got on for me, and I knew I had to take advantage of it. He threw me one right there, and I just did a good swing at it. I mean, it felt great.
Yeah.